Welcome back to Friday Beyond Spotlights. Who is Maria Tam beyond the spotlights? As a barrister, Hong Kong-born, person, you studied in the UK. You've had the honor to help draft the Basic Law. You were involved when the Joint Declaration was being prepared. What went on behind the scenes?
I was in the colonial executive council. Reason being that I got elected in the urban council. There's usually one seat in the legislative council, which is an appointment from the urban council. So I was appointed to the urban council in 1982. And then all of a sudden in 1983, I was appointed to the executive council, which is the cabinet of Hong Kong. So what happens by the time I get into EXCO, I realize that China and Britain are negotiating on the details of the joint declaration. I sat through the drafting stage, not me drafting, but looking at the drafts and reflecting Hong Kong's views.
Maria, were there any debates or particularly memorable sections of the Basic Law that you can share with us?
There are lots of conflicts of laws. First of all, is the Chinese constitution applicable to Hong Kong? And the answer must be yes, because any country's constitution must apply to all four corners of its territory. But then what is the relationship between the Basic Law and the constitution? Because here we practice capitalistic lifestyles and system, whereas in the mainland it's socialistic system. So after some argument, I suggested a formula and say, instead of saying which article in the Chinese constitution applies to Hong Kong, the whole constitutional law applies to Hong Kong. But we drafted Article 11 of the Basic Law, which says for economic, social, political, and other systems. So that was resolved, and the conclusion is that because in 1982, China added a clause in its constitution and says that the country can establish special administrative regions, and the contents, the systems therein would be specified by another law, which becomes a basic law.
So reflecting on the past, introspectively looking at the present, and gazing into the future, what do you think holds for the people and businesses calling Hong Kong their home?
The world is much closer connected, and we always look for bilateral or multilateral cooperation between countries and regions, and Hong Kong will serve as a very good hub for that. And I think we can continue to play that role because China is determined to open up. It's sort of announced, by 2050, we are going to do this, that, and the other. And strangely enough, they, keep to their plans. So I think Hong Kong will have a great future, just playing our traditional role, but do it in a modern way.
I'd like to invite you to share some tips for the future of our country, our young people. How can they prepare for the future?
Well, it is said that we are all born equal, but we are not. Some come from a rich family, some come from a poor family. But in one thing, we are all equal, and there's only 24 hours in a day. And even if you're rich, you don't have a minute more. So plan for what you want to do with your life. Plan every minute, work in it for your dream, the people you care for, and the betterment of the world. You'll be amazed at the result at the end. Thank you.
Well, today we've invited Maria to bring with her an item that would remind her of a special time, incident, or person in her life that makes her who she is today.
Well, I brought along today a very precious item, which is a watch given to me by my mum when I left for England to study law in 1966.
Yeah.
There. And I was leaving for Kai Tak Airport, and she didn't really want me to go. I was youngest daughter. And she said, "Are you really going?" I said, "Mom, yes. Yes, I'm really going. And when I come back, I will be a barrister." Anyway, I kept the watch. I kept my promise. My mom left us in 2012, nearly 10 years now. And from then onwards, she's with me all the time. Where I am, she is. And I've also brought along with me Basic Law Drafting Committee in 1987, meeting Mr. Deng Xiaoping. Yeah, I'm
Where are
right
you?
here. And at the same time, I have the first copy of the Basic Law,
Wow.
which has 54 out of 59 of the drafters signing it.
Wow.
And the reason why I didn't manage to catch the other 5 is because we already disbanded after the last meeting, so I got 54 instead of 59.
What does this mean to you?
Well, we built up a lot of understanding and comradeship. And a lot of the drafters ended up managing Hong Kong's affairs from the central government or local government. So that helps cooperation between the local and central government in terms of interaction. After we enacted the Basic Law in 1990, in 1997 there was the handover ceremony from British sovereignty back to Chinese sovereignty.
Right.
On the 30th of June, we had torrential rain throughout the evening into the night, and I was in Hong Kong, sort of witnessing all this handover. But at 6 o'clock in the morning of 1st July, I was on a plane going up to Beijing, because at 10 o'clock that morning, I had to be appointed as a Basic Law Committee member. So those 2 days, it was quite hectic, but very rewarding.
And how has that prepared you for today?
Well, it gave me a lot of confidence, full confidence that China will honor its promise of one country, two systems, and also that Hong Kong will thrive under the Chinese flag as the continuous role that we play very well.
Maria, thank you for sharing that precious item with us.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? I've also brought along my precious item.
Oh.
What's this? Do you recognize this?
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
This
yes.
is what you gave me.
Right.
Can you share with the audience what this is?
Well, before Nick became a member of the National People's Congress, I gave him this 2 pen to encourage him to work on it. And my personal belief is that the pen is mightier and far more preferable than the sword. And it is your turn to write the law.
Thank you. I'll do my best to follow your footsteps.
Good,
Thank
good.
you.
Oh.
Maria, I'd like to ask a few personal questions if you don't mind.
Oh,
What is your favorite color?
blue,
Favorite drink?
warm water.
Favorite place to eat?
Home.
Things you would stand in line for an hour.
Oh, a concert, good concert.
Favorite place you bring visitors to Hong Kong?
Saigon. You see the countryside of Hong Kong.
Your favorite type of music?
All sorts, depending on my mood.
Your favorite song?
The Messiah Hallelujah Chorus.
Do you have a favorite childhood game?
Oh, no. I study all the time or reading.
Your hidden talent?
My hidden talents. Not being able to reduce weight.
Last book you've read?
Xi Jinping.
The biggest misconception about you?
That I know a lot of things. So many things that I learn and I know has to be kept secret.
Your proudest moment?
Oh, I did manage to go down to 120 pounds for 2 years between 1988 and 1999.
What is the nicest thing someone has said to you?
You lost weight.
Your biggest fear?
Putting on weight.
Your biggest mistake?
Eating too much.
Qualities you admire about your parents?
They are kind, considerate. My father was a policeman, taught me to be law-abiding and public service-minded. My mother is a loving person, so taught me to take care of others when I can, where I can.
What is your dream job?
Retirement.
Oh, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Take care of your health.
Maria, thank you for sharing so much with us today.
Thank you very much for asking me.
Thank you for joining Friday Beyond Spotlights. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Nick.
Maria Tam continues to devote her service to Hong Kong and has offered lifelong contributions to this city and country.
She is a remarkable woman, a great role model for us young people.
Thank you for watching Friday Beyond Spotlights. Until next time, goodbye.